In a recent ABC Ministers Council webinar, they thought it was a good idea for everyone to introduce themselves before getting into the topic. The presenters began, and one of them led out by sharing how much she enjoyed doing certain activities with her wife. Her wife. This was the Ministers Council, the ones who hold ministry leaders to specific professional standards and have us sign a code of ethics. And here they were promoting a lifestyle which our own statements have declared to be incompatible with biblical teaching. The seminar went on as if everything was fine and this matter was inconsequential. But everything was not fine, and my soul has been troubled ever since. When something like this is presented to us and we say nothing, we condone the behavior by our silence. We acquiesce. We give it credence, validity. Yes, our culture would condemn me for speaking out, but I am not speaking to our culture. I am speaking to the church. We have been called out of the world. We have been called to put off the sinful self and to put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge in the image of its Creator. Christ set us free from sin by His grace, not so that we might again be burdened by the yoke of slavery, but so that we might live for Him in holiness. If we value wokeness above holiness, then we've chosen a different master than Christ. He told us that no one can serve two masters. Either you'll hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. This applies to money and to anything else that we would idolize. If we're striving to be acceptable to the world, we're going to have to throw Jesus under the bus to do it. Jesus said, "Whoever has my commands and keeps them is the one who loves me." That doesn't nullify grace, it substantiates it. We receive God's grace by repenting of sin and embracing the forgiveness which was bought by the death and resurrection of Christ. Jesus gave His life to make us holy and to present us to God without blemish. Because He has justified us by His blood, we are to strive to live in obedience to His commands as a sign of our gratitude and devotion. That's why the Bible talks about our struggle against sin and tells us to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. It was important for the church to speak out in objection to the recent drag queen portrayal of Da Vinci's Last Supper of Christ at the opening ceremonies of the Paris Olympics. They made a mockery of Christ and of Christianity in an obvious way. Being silent would have condoned the act. To be silent about a minister living in sin and boasting about it would amount to the same thing. It is in these very things that we choose to follow Christ or not. Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will. I'm Pastor Jeff Collins, and I want to encourage you to make it a great week.